What's up guys, it's Zeyoh here and I am back with another video, and this one I'm going to be teaching you guys about build fighting and what you guys should be doing during build fights, what your objective is, the point of build fights, etc. And I'm going to be teaching you guys some basic techniques. This video is mainly going to be for my newer players because I've been getting a lot of comments and a lot of people tell me that they just started Fortnite a couple weeks ago or just last season, something like that, and they're not very good at building, they need help. They don't know what they're doing in build fights, stuff like that. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build fight pretty much. We're going to be going over 4 things you need to keep in mind during build fights. Now 1, the reason you use building is to protect yourself and to take as little damage as you possibly can. So if you're running through a field and a guy is ever aiming at you, you need to build some sort of structure. Now I don't always recommend building a wall because as you see, now you are stuck and can't go forward. So if you're trying to push the guy, make sure you're using ramps because you can continuously move. Now the same thing goes if you're boxing yourself up to protect yourself. I wouldn't always fully box yourself up because if you're getting sprayed at, sometimes you need to escape, right? Especially in squads or duos, you know, with multiple enemies. At least leave somewhere where you can exit. Alright guys, the second rule is high ground. Another main aspect of build fights is to take high ground. So you want to try your best to get high ground over your opponent. Now the best way to do this is what I'm showing you guys right now. These are called your 90-degree turns. Now this is going to be for a little bit more advanced people. So that is the fastest way to do it. So once you get slightly more advanced, go ahead and check out my video on how to do 90-degree turns. But for people who aren't as advanced and who are just starting, let me show you what you guys should practice first. First, you want to get comfortable with your keybinds, obviously. Choose keybinds that are comfortable for you, where it's easy to press all the buttons. Like, you don't want to have your number 6 be like your floor. You know what I'm saying? 6 would be a hard button to press. You want to always be able to hold W down, no matter what. So always be able to hold W and press whatever keybinds you need to. I'll be teaching you some starter techniques that will definitely help you improve and get better overall. So you can build floors and walls through your ramp. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that, but the main thing you should practice, try and practice ramp walling like this, right? And once you got the hang of that, try putting ramp floor wall like this. Now you could start off walking instead of sprinting like this. You don't gotta sprint. And once you can get down, you are pretty much good to go. Now they have to destroy 2 layers of your wall to shoot you down. If you only put the wall in front of it, they're actually able to shoot around your wall if they have a good angle and hit just your ramp and you'll fall down right away. But if you do it like this, they literally have to break 2 building structures no matter what. We're focusing on retaking high ground. So as you're getting high ground, right, the guys you're build fighting is probably building with you. Now if you are building straight up, right, you need to make sure you're protecting yourself as you're going up. So if the guy's to the right and you know he's to the right, instead of just keep running up with your ramp, you should take out your wall and jump and build. Now the reason I say jump, because look, if you turn without jumping, look, now you're running forward. Whereas if you jump, you keep going straight, as you guys can see. Now make sure after you build these walls, you turn back. This might be hard to get used to for some of you guys at first, but trust me, this is very easy and you can get it down really fast. So again, one more time, just make sure you jump, build the walls, and turn back. Now be careful with turbo build so you don't block yourself like that, and just build walls, jump. There's a guy behind you, right, and you know he is about to shoot at you. You can do this. Just literally all you have to do is take out your wall, hold down your place build. I don't know whether you're on console, PC it's left click, and literally just turn around, okay? And now you are blocked off and you can jump and put a ramp and go up. Now this is the thing I recommend you guys practice most, just holding your walls out like this and just spinning around really fast. Now once you get the hang of it, you're gonna go like super fast like this, okay? So that way the guy can't shoot you, okay? Let's say someone is shooting down your build fight. You just got a build fight, you're pretty high up. What you guys could do is just jump off the edge, hold out your wall, and then after you fall like 3 walls down, take out either a ramp or a floor. So hold turbo build. Don't let go of turbo build the whole time, okay? Just hold turbo build, and then press ramp or press floor. Hold turbo build on your wall, press floor. Hold turbo build, ramp. Okay? And you get down super fast. Okay, next thing I'm going to show you guys is how to retake high ground. So step 1, we had just going up and learning about high ground, because high ground is super important as it makes it so much easier to get headshots on your opponent. It makes them harder for them to hit you. You got a better angle on them. It's all around just better to have high ground in any shooter. So that was step 1. Step 2, we learned about protecting ourselves, and that's really the main point of building, is to protect yourself. Now step 3, we're going to learn how to retake high ground. So if your opponent starts with high ground, or say you lost high ground, right? Let's say you're turtled up. Your opponent's a floor, 2 floors above you. Now, after you turtle, you guys want to make sure you know this edit, right? Just take out those 3 walls. Right in the corner here. You're going to want to ramp out. But also, instead of just putting this ramp, you want to put one above you. So what you could do is just look straight, place this, and just look up and down, up and down. You don't even have to move your mouse that much. Now, I don't recommend going this far out like I did right here. I was just showing you guys an example. Because you're going to get shot down if you do that. I would not go more than 2 out. So once you go 2 out, we're going to use that technique I taught you guys earlier. Take out your wall, and I do this, try and do this right a little bit before you pass this ramp. Because then the guy's going to be able to shoot you, right? So you want to try and do this, like, right as you're passing. And you know how I taught you guys that jumping technique? Oh, that was a fail. Alright, so as I showed you guys, you want to jump right a little bit before you get out here, so the guy has as little time to shoot you as possible. And you want to just do that spin around technique again. Now you're going to be blocked. Now if he's super high up there, way above you, after you do this, you need to immediately either press a cone and build, or press a floor and build above you. Or else he's going to be able to shoot you. Now everyone uses the pyramid because it's literally the best way to counter people. And that's our next point, is going to be countering people. You need to make sure you're countering people in build fights. So what I mean by that, right, when you're build fighting, don't just keep building up, right? If you're just building up and he's just building up, you're probably not going to get anywhere. You're going to be on the same level, you know, and it's going to be just a battle of luck of who gets the first pump. So, you know, so let's say someone's also building next to you. Let's say you're ramping against each other. Instead of both ramping up a bunch and then turning around, as he's ramping up, the guy right next to you, look, put a cone over his head. So he's going to be ramping up, and boom, now he can't go forward anymore, and you just messed him up. That's called a counter. Now, he's probably going to try and shoot you at this point, so make sure you guys also put a wall. And that's, even if you're a little bit slow at putting the wall, like it slows you down a bit, guess what? He's in a cone. He's going to waste time either way, so you're still going to be able to get above him. You don't need to place the cone. I'll show you. You got to be a little bit closer. The cone you can place really far away, but the ramp, you got to be a little bit closer, and you can place a ramp over him. And then you can hit him with an edit. Last but not least, guys, I want to teach you guys the last point, which is to stop your opponent from getting high ground once you have it. Stop your opponent from retaking the high ground. So let's say you have high ground, and a guy's ramping up, he's double ramping out, whatever. A really good thing you guys can do is put floors, right? Wherever a guy's going. If you know he's going to be like, go over there, right? Let's say he's ramping from directly underneath me. You already know he's going to end up over there. Just start putting floors. And then he's going to be blocked. He's going to run into your floor. And you can literally just edit, jump down, shoot him right in the face. He won't even know what happened. Now also, guys, what a good thing to do is a lot of people will double ramp. Like I said, this is one of the most used techniques. Definitely recommend learning to double ramp out. So that way you don't get shot from above as you're ramping up. Because if you only are ramping and there's not a ramp above you, you're just going to get shot. That's a never just ramp out. Always double ramp. But another good thing you could do is place pyramids on top of your cones. Now the reason you do this, because if you put a floor over someone, they can actually build a cone over top of your floor from below your floor. So now you're not going to be able to edit. So a lot of people now, like even the average player just about, knows about this trick. So always put your cones and your floors, and then once you practice editing enough, you can literally just take out one corner of the pyramid and one of the floor, which this isn't too hard to do, but I would recommend getting used to double editing like this, because sometimes you're going to be right in the middle and then you're going to get stuck, you know what I mean? But at first you could just go, you don't even have to move your mouse. And you'll be able to do this very easily. Even if it's not that fast, like, it's very easy to do. You don't even have to move your mouse. Our last and final point, number 4, is to stop the opponent from getting high ground. Now, once you have the high ground, a lot of people are decent at getting high ground, but once they have it, they don't know what to do. You know, I showed you guys these counter techniques, which are great techniques for killing people with barely taking damage or really surprising people. Editing is the best thing for surprising people. Like, say a guy's below me, right? You could crouch and shoot, right? Or you could jump and shoot. Always build some sort of structure in front of you. If a guy's right in front of you, build a wall. These tips in your head throughout build fighting, and when you're practicing, practice moves like these that are going to counter your opponents. You're going to stop them from retaking high ground, and that tips that are going to help you to gain high ground. Always remember, guys, tip number 1 is to protect yourself. You want to take as little damage as you possibly can while killing the guy, right? So if you have to waste a couple extra mats, do it. Always protect yourself. That's the main point of building, guys. I hope you learned something from this video, whether you're a beginner player, intermediate player, or even slightly advanced player. The very advanced players, I'm sure pretty much knew everything I said here. But I'm sure even pretty intermediate players could have at least learned something from this video. Whether it be a building technique or just something I said and points I made about building and why you do certain things. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit that like button. Also, comment down below what you guys want to see next. If you want to see a lot more advanced tutorial, let me know. I could give you guys some very advanced tips, or I could bring you guys some slightly more advanced tips. I could also do different building strategies you guys want to learn, or different situations. Just comment down below and ask me. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button, so especially if you comment, you're going to know when I upload the video, because I take comment suggestions all the time. Like I said, guys, please hit that sub button. I appreciate it very much, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace.